Welcome back, Peanuts fans, to the Snoopy and Friends Doghouse from DeAgostini. This month, box 8 came in 2 boxes. In this box, we have the booklets for issues 29 through 33, which is the second box I received. Here is the first box, and this is how the tape was when the box arrived, so it did not stay stuck. Inside this box, we have a Snoopy storage box, and I will put that together at the end. And here are the elements needed for this month's build. We have Linus here, and Sally, plus Lucy and a school bus, and Snoopy, and Joe Cool. Let's take a look at what we're building today. In issue 29, we have Lucy and the school bus. Also in these guides, there are the instructions, information on one of the characters. This one is Snoopy's mother. Also more information like tumbleweeds for this one and comic strips. In issue 30, we're continuing the school bus scene with Linus and info on Lila. In 31, we're building Joe Cool and looking at Snoopy. Then in 32, we're finishing up Joe Cool and making Sally's milk carton and looking at the Flying Ace. Finally, in 33, we have Snoopy, a table and tablecloth, and salad bowls, plus a look at Poochie. First, I'm going to get out the scene from last time that we're going to be working on today. Then I'm going to get out all of my tools and glue, and let's open up the first package. We've got bases, walls, the school bus, all of its accessories, and of course we have Lucy wearing her backpack. Let's get started with the base and the back wall. I always test fit before gluing it all together. Next, some side walls, and these can be very fiddly. Let's work on the school bus. Put in the door, and don't forget to glue it. And the handle, and the step. Always make sure it's in there correctly. Let's put in the tire for the school bus, and then get the school bus into the tabs. Next, I'll test fit Lucy. It's just a matter of getting her into just the right spot with her 2 pegs. Looks good. Let's move on to number 30. Inside we have some grass, this base, some flower petals, some trees, a fishing pole, some cabins, sleeping bag, and a tennis racket. Plus, of course, Linus. He also has his backpack on. Now in the guide, it says it shows Lucy boarding the school bus ahead of Linus. However, that's Rerun, not Linus. Let's get all these little tiny paper pieces cut out. Next, the pink flower petals and the yellow. Oddly enough, these paper pieces will cover the floral design already on this base. I like to put dabs of glue and then attach the paper pieces. Makes it a lot easier because it's already kind of difficult. And there's all the grass attached. Next, all the flower petals. I like to use a slightly damp paintbrush to apply the tiny petals to the glue. And we're back to the scene and pulling out all the extras so I can put in these trees and attach them at the back. Next, the cabins. And this is very tricky to get in there and put everything in, especially since the trees just want to fall out. Let's make it easier by taking out those sidewalls. Since this cabin just does not fit, I need to reduce the amount of paint that is on it. Next, I can test fit the base and then put in the walls and base again. Then I'm adding the accessories, the sleeping bag, the fishing pole, and the tennis racket. Next, Lucy can go in. And the final piece, let's glue in Linus, not Rerun. It's too bad they didn't make him Rerun. Moving on to issue 31, we have a grass base, walls, another base, the side of a house, and Joe Cool. He's got a couple of flaws, but I'm not sure anyone will see those. Let's get this together. This one goes together really fast because there's just not a lot of pieces. Oddly enough, the guide calls the wall a doghouse wall when it's obviously a house wall. The guide also mentions adding fluffy clouds to the Beagle Scout scene with soft tissue paper, which I wasn't quite sure what they meant, and I decided it kind of looked messy. So I decided not to do that. Now that we're done with Joe Cool, we're gonna move on to 32, featuring Sally. Let's get out all these bases. We've got some screws, some electronics, the milk carton, and Sally. Let's get our first LED lights in. Just pull off the strip on the back, make sure you're lining it up according to the directions, and gently add to the top of the box. There are 2 strips per topper. Then the wires need to be guided to the top circuit board and plugged in. Let's get this tested just to make sure it's working. And remember, there are 2 on switches. Looks like it's working. Let's finish this up. There's another piece that holds everything together and it just snaps in. The wires go behind the scene and the box snaps together. Let's see it all lit up. Imagine how great this will look in the end with all the little boxes lit up. Be sure to subscribe. Next, we're making the milk carton. So many little folds. To do this, I am using a tweezer to help me make all of these little folds. And pardon the house paint on my fingers. So many projects, so little time. This was an extremely fiddly build and very tricky to do. I hope this is the only tiny container we need to build for this project. In the end, it looks okay, but the paper fell apart a bit. Next up, putting in the outer walls for Joe Cool. By the end of this project, I will definitely be a master of putting these little boxes together. Now, when you are putting these boxes together, make sure you're using the long screws, not the short screws, because the short screws go into the circuit boards. Speaking of which, let's get the box top made for Joe Cool. There they are together. And finally, we have number 33 with Snoopy and the table. We have some fabric in here, a template, the tabletop and legs, plus Snoopy. Barely hold on to him. Some tiny spoons that need to be kept safe in this tray, along with these salads and their bowls. Finally, some twist ties. Let's work on the table. First, getting out these legs. And let's get these legs onto the table. The table needs a tablecloth, so we're back to the old glue and water trick. This will stiffen the fabric, as you can see. And I'll cut out the shape using the template. Next, I'm putting double-sided tape on the edge. sticking down the twist tie onto the back. And the edge of the table also gets double stick tape so the tablecloth can stay in place. Just need to get it nice and centered and press it into place, trying to make it look as realistic as possible. How does it look? I tried my best. Here's the table. Now let's get some dinner made and put these salads together. There we go. And the milk. And this is what it would look like with Sally and Snoopy. Let's keep these pieces safe. Finally, let's build this storage box. There are no instructions, so I'm just trying to figure out how this works. I'm removing the backing from the tape and just pushing the edges together and making sure it all sticks. In go my guidebooks, and let's put on the lid. Needs a little extra help, but it got it in the end. Seems like a very sturdy box. And here is the final product from box 8 of the Snoopy and Friends Doghouse. We have Joe Cool, Lucy and Linus, Sally and Snoopy, plus the Flying Ace. We got a lot done today, and I hope you will join us for the next issues. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video. Let me know in the comments down below which was your favorite scene. You can sponsor more videos like this on Patreon.com. There is a link in the description down below. Plus, you can visit me at CollectPeanuts.com, where you can see photos of my collection, buy something for your own collection, and read articles about collecting peanuts. Be sure to check out all of the other videos in this series. Let's get everything put away until next time. Happy crafting, Peanuts fans! Bye!